Hello and welcome to our MIPA 2021 Session 1 Awards. It's been a great week. I'm Sarah Beth Badalamenti and I am your workshop director. I also advise yearbook, newspaper, and website programs at Huron High School in Ann Arbor and Clegg Middle School. But enough about me. Let's talk about all of you. You all rock. From California to Texas to many cities in Michigan, this virtual platform has proven to be a great way to get so many kids to our workshop. And I've had so much fun interacting and sitting in on so many of your classes. Now that we're at the end of the week, I am excited that you guys have work to take back to your classes. You have spreads from Yearbook, podcasts, great writing samples, and photos. So let's get into everything. First, I want to introduce Jeremy Steele, who is MIPA's director, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about our badge system that you're going to be a part of.
Hi, Sarah Beth. Hello, everybody. It's been great having you a part of the workshop over the last 5 days. MIPA has a program where we award you and all the participants in our various programs badges for the different things that you do. So everyone who participated in this week's program, you have earned the 2021 Better Press for a Better World participant badge. You should have access to that. We use Badger to manage our badge system. You also are awarded a badge for completing your coursework in the class, whichever class that you were in this week. So you'll leave this week with hopefully 2 badges, and some of you may get even more because we also have badges attached to our Sparty Award and our Awards of Excellence, which you'll learn more about in just a little bit. You can learn more about badges in Classroom. So you can find information on the MIPA Badges program. If you have any trouble getting access to the badges that you have earned, just contact us at the MIPA office. Just call or text that workshop hotline number that you've got, and we will help you out. Sarah Beth, back to you.
So if you think about 100 years ago, when everything started for MIPA, and I said 100, that was really funny. It's MIPA's anniversary. And when you think about when we started MIPA and I don't think teachers would have thought that we were going to be on computers in a virtual platform. But we are still celebrating this year with our Better Press for a Better World. And we've done a little bit of trivia this week. Trivia goes into next week, but we have got you guys all set up in a raffle if you're answering some of our questions. And those were all in Google Classroom. Feel free, if you want to continue participating, you can next week. Jeremy has created an actual raffle to pull your names out of. Do you have your hat ready, Jeremy?
I do. I have it right here. So we have for you, for those of you who participated in the trivia questions this week, every time you answered one of our questions, we put your name into this magic hat, and one of you is going to receive the MIPA First Amendment t-shirt. We will send that to you. We should have it available in your size. So whatever your size is, we can get you that shirt. So I am going to go ahead and draw a name out of this hat, and we will have our MIPA Centennial Trivia winner here in just a moment. Who is it? Who is it? Michael Liu, congratulations. We'll be in touch with you and to figure out what size t-shirt you want. So congratulations. Thanks to everybody for playing our Centennial Trivia this week. And Sarah Beth, let me toss it back to you.
Thanks, Jeremy. That's actually one of my favorite shirts in the entire world. So, Mike, when you get your shirt, you should send us a photo so we can put it out on our Instagram. Let's get into our awards. So we have 2 different awards that students could potentially get. We have an Excellence Award and the Sparty Award. The Spartan Award is given to the top student for the class, and then there are Excellence Awards for students who are also doing great work, and you will get something sent home to you if you are one of those winners. And first up to give out our awards is Pam Bunka, who taught Yearbook Essentials this week.
Hey, Hi, Sarah Beth. Thank you. This year's Yearbook Essentials crew is simply outstanding. I am so proud of all the work they completed this week, from taking photos and cropping them, to writing captions and copy, to designing mods and layouts, and for some, learning new design software. Every single one of them faced each challenge with positivity. I am completely blown away by how much they were able to accomplish in just 4 short days. And I want to take this opportunity to thank them all once again for making this week such a true joy. Each and every one of you is an award winner in your own right. My Excellence Award is titled Ready to Roll. The recipient proved time and time again that she is more than ready to serve as a key player on her staff this fall. And although she is new to Yearbook, she shined on her writing and design assignments, skillfully used social media to contact friends for information and photos, and totally disproved the theory that teenagers sleep late on summer mornings. Although she is from East Lansing, she is currently visiting relatives in California and had to be up each morning by 7 a.m. and ready to roll. I am so pleased to present this award of excellence to Maxine Edsel-Parr. Congratulations, Maxine. Next is my recipient of the Spartan Award. And while this recipient submitted a beautiful, beautiful summer double-page spread design that featured subtle use of color, well thought out mods, and clever headlines, it was really the body of her work that she completed this week that make her the Sparty Award winner. In addition to being an outstanding writer and designer, she is a strong leader who is willing to help whenever she can, and she also possesses some super cool illustrator skills. It is my pleasure to present the Sparty Award to Lisa Chai from Novi High School. Congratulations, Lisa. And thanks everybody once again for a great week. Have a great summer and an even better school year. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Pam. And congrats again to our winners. Next up is going to be Julie Price, who taught our photo class Beyond the Basics.
Thanks, Sarah Beth. It was a really great week of class with my Beyond the Basics crew. I have just amazing, great respect for all of the young journalists and photojournalists that I spent time with who chose to be a part of this remote week of MIPA in this time of COVID. I mean, these students, many of them have been working all remote all year, or maybe got back into the classroom some, but you showed up every morning right on time to learn about photography. And what's so cool is they are all 7 continuing on next week to learn even more. Majority of them to learn more about photography, and another to build on her writing skills. So I just really respect them and appreciate the time that they spent with me. All 7 of them were dedicated and didn't flinch when I hit them hard with photo composition, camera controls, a full hour and a half of camera controls, kept wanting to reach through the screen to help them with their cameras, but they worked their way through it. And then creative exposure, understanding shutter speed, f-stop, and ISO, and how to really make their cameras work for them. And then sending them out on projects like creating environmental portraits and doing feature photos of the weather and season. They just really took it all on and did a great job. I am honored to recognize the following 2 students in Beyond the Basics. The first one is the MIPA Award of Excellence for being focused on learning, and that's presented to Margot Murphy of Grosse Pointe High School. She took in every day she showed up. She was often the first one to join me in our Google Classroom or our Google Meet, and just was always right there. And she took in the great amount of material presented and worked hard to improve her photography, and it really paid off. She finished the week with a really strong portfolio of great photos. What was really cool, our final this morning, we spent time going through their portfolio presentations. And one thing she said was that she really gained an appreciation of what it means to be a photojournalist. And she said how she came in with photography experience, but it was from an art perspective. And she said how she now understands the difference between artistic photography and being a photojournalist. And she's going to go on and do some great things for her student newspaper at Grosse Pointe South. And then I'm extremely honored to present the Sparty Award to Ridhima Kodali, the rising junior Huron High School in Ann Arbor. Just really did some outstanding, absolutely beautiful photographs. Early on, when talking about camera controls, you know, these are beginners. They'll be working on more advanced skills next week, many of them. But she said, can I shoot total manual? It's like, well, yes, you may. Go for it. And she did. Her portfolio at the end of the week is really stunning. One of my favorite photos that she did was an environmental portrait of her cousin twirling in her beautiful, expressive Indian scarf, celebrating her ethnicity. And Ridhima took the storytelling a step further, adding a written piece in the style of Humans of New York. If you aren't familiar with Humans of New York, look them up. And just these wonderful words to accompany this really beautiful portrait. So congratulations, Ridhima. I can't wait to see the journalism you do for the Huron publications in the next 2 years. And congratulations to my whole group of 7. You all did really great work. I had a great week, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Julie. We are going to be showcasing some of the work that the students in the photo class took on our Instagram next week, so be on the lookout to see those amazing photos. All right, next up we've got Jim Streisel, who taught journalistic storytelling.
Well, hello from Indiana, and thank you. It has been my privilege this week to teach 16 students in the journalistic storytelling class. All of those, or most of those students were new or mostly new to journalism. And so we were really laying the foundations this week. Before I get into that coursework, though, I want to give congratulations really to all of you who took time out of your summer to give away, part of your summer to spend learning about journalism, learning about those skills, and being part of a program that, hopefully you'll take that material with you next year and you'll just find it very beneficial. But the fact that you have been getting up every day and giving off, time of your vacation to be here at a journalism camp is awesome. With that in mind, I do want to remind you that hopefully, fingers crossed, next summer the workshop will be in person. And if you enjoyed the instruction you got this week, then it's like that plus like a millionfold to come to the in-person camp. So I do hope you keep that on your calendars for next summer. In journalistic storytelling this week, we talk about storytelling being a lot more than just writing. Journalistic storytelling starts with an understanding of the elements of news, things like timeliness and proximity and prominence, and then understanding how to incorporate those elements of news and share that information with an audience. Sometimes the right answer is through through storytelling, most notably writing, things like inverted pyramid stories or narrative stories. And we use things like information gathering techniques, interviewing, research, observation to put that all together. And then later this week, we learned how sometimes a story is not always the right answers, that there are other opportunities that you can have to tell stories like graphics or photography that can also be tools at your disposal. So we practiced all of those skills to lay that framework for these new journalists. It is my privilege to recognize a few of those folks from this week. By the way, all of them were amazing students. But along the way, we had a couple of standouts. First of all, one of the activities, and Julie Julie mentioned it earlier, was the Humans of New York. We actually got a chance to practice interviewing for Humans of New York quotes. And we had a couple of folks who earned excellence awards for what I'm calling storytelling quote gathering. The first goes to Ashley Hahn, who is actually at Clegg. I believe it's middle school. She's an 8th grader. So awesome work coming in as an 8th grader. Such a bright future ahead, and a great job doing that storytelling quote gathering. And on another storytelling quote gathering award, excellence award, goes to Brianna Johnson from Troy Athens High School. Part of that activity, we did some in-class Humans of interviewing, and then we went outside of our comfort zone and interviewed other people and gathered some quotes there. I have one additional excellence award. One of the other information gathering techniques we learned besides interviewing was observation. And so I had students be a fly on the wall for 30 minutes. And it's my privilege to recognize Veronica Arguropol from Maine South High School for observational storytelling. My final award, the Sparty Award from the journalistic storytelling class, goes to a person who was first to class every single time. To be early is to be on time, and that's just good advice for all of you. Super participatory this week. The work was amazing. Really a bright future ahead for Mikey Williamson from Canton High School. So congratulations to you. And again, thank you all for coming. It's been a wonderful privilege to teach you all this week. All right, Jeremy and Sarah Beth, back to you.
Thanks so much. What a great class to take. So I know that as Jim was talking, he said in person next summer. That is absolutely our goal, to get everybody back onto Michigan State's campus and have MSU Dairy Store, have a volleyball tournament, and so much more. Speaking of people who are actually on campus, Jeremy Whiting will be giving out his awards for podcasting. Are you at the studio right now?
I am actually on the campus of Michigan State University. I am broadcasting from campus in the Impact 89 FM studios. So, well, thank you so much, Sarah Beth. I am the general manager at Impact 89 FM on the campus of MSU. And before that, I was a broadcast and journalism advisor at the high school level. So we've been doing podcasts for a number of years, and that's the topic of our class this week. So this week, we wanted to give students the technical skills, the content skills, the distribution information, and to wrap it up, how to embed all of this into your class structure so that students can have a really successful podcast program back at their own schools. So we started off the week talking about all those very nerdy technical considerations, types of microphones, how to edit using software, what software you could use, whether it's free or something paid that you might already have access to. And we talked about the content, what makes a good podcast? What types of podcasts can you do? Is it an interview podcast? Is it a storytelling podcast? Are you having group conversations? Are you doing some investigative journalism? So we went through different types of podcasts. We developed ideas. We did some demos. We did revisions. We did a trailer for the podcast, and it's all with the end goal in mind of having something ready to go for the start of the school year. And so we had just an all-star team of students who learned from the ground up how to put together a podcast, how to interview others, and how to put it all together, and then hopefully to be able to replicate that sort of process with their staff going back to the fall, so that not only can they have one podcast series when they're going back to school, but they could show others how to do the same thing and hopefully have a whole podcast network for your school. So I do want to recognize a couple students who went above and beyond this week. And like everyone else has said, all of our students have been fantastic. And so it was a hard choice to go through them, but we did have two that we are going to recognize. So the first is our Award of Excellence. And this one is titled the Top Notch Audio Production Award. Very fitting, because that's a very important part of a podcast, is making sure everything technically sounds great, but then also with the content that you're bringing in outside voices. So I want to recognize Michaela Mazza from Henry Ford II High School. She produced a podcast called Ford Declassified. And the idea with this podcast is she's going to be talking with students in different student organizations and groups on campus, and providing a platform for them to tell other students about their organization Probably great recruitment for them, and great from a journalism viewpoint to make sure that you're covering all sorts of different organizations and points of view in your school. So congratulations to Michaela. I'm really looking forward to listening to further episodes of your podcast. And then the Sparty Award winner. So the Sparty Award, of course, is our top award in the class for this week. And I'm excited to award that to Eileen Koo from Huron High School. She's developed a podcast that I want in the Lansing area. So that's where I live. I want one just like her podcast for the Lansing area, but hers is called One Plate at a Time. It's going to be looking at restaurants and different foodie places in the Ann Arbor area. She's going to be reviewing the food, talking with the proprietors of these establishments, the chefs, the bakers. They're going to talk about food with a little bit of backstory about the food, and then all importantly, going to the actual restaurant and doing some taste testing. So her demo episode was fantastic. We had a little bit of natural sound. She actually went to a creamery. A big sacrifice on her part. She was able to eat some ice cream and share that experience with us. So congratulations to Eileen and all of our students. They produced fantastic work this week, and I'm looking forward to see how those podcast series progress as the school year goes on.
Thanks, Jeremy. For those of you who earned an excellence or a Sparty Award, we'll be mailing those out at the end of session 2. So that's at the end of next week. I want to give a huge shout out to our classroom assistants. Those were our silent observers who were there helping your instructors. To Chandler, Alexis, Cammie, and Cody, we could have not done this without you. Having you there made it so that that we made sure that our students were in a great, safe learning environment. And I know that all of you have been participating in ways to help add to the classroom. So thank you to, these are all advisors, team. These are all advisors from high school. So thank you so much for giving up your time to be with us this week. Oh, look at everybody's here. Thank you to all of our instructors who are all here. Yay, thank you for being here this week. I was going to talk about some other great things to come, but I can thank you guys now because that's the end of my list. So thank you, Jim, Jeremy, Pam, and Julie, and to Jeremy, the man of steel, for everything that you do for student journalists. As some of you know, like we're going into this time of anniversaries. This is my 20-year anniversary of going to MIPA in 2001. And some of you were there when I was there. And I always tell people this great story of running into Julie in the hallway of my dorms because her daughter lived on my floor when I was RA. And I had, met a journalism goddess. So thank you all for all of the years that you have put in helping us. So thank you. And thank you, Jeremy, for making everything possible. Jeremy's I call him my MIPA better half. So thank you. So let's talk about other things that this is like not the end, right? Great things are here to come. So we've got the cohort that you can sign up for, and that is with Elizabeth Sear. Everything's on the MIPA website. You can reach out to me if you want to get signed up it's a group me. So you can be as active or passive as you want, but there's always great ideas there. There will be a fall conference. What kind of platform that looks like, I don't know. But if you want everyone in your schools to be a part of more learning, you can be on the lookout for that from MIPA. If you are going to be a senior this year, there's the student journalism staff that you can apply for. And those are for design, writing, broadcast, photography, multi-platform. Did I miss any? That was all of them, right? I think so, Jeremy. That was all of them.
There are like 7. So it's, yeah. There's quite a few. But if you have a job on your student media staff, there's probably a spot for you potentially on our honorary student journalist staff.
So you can find that online and you can start building that portfolio now. If you love your administrator, if you love your teacher and you want to tell the whole world, oh my gosh, they're the best teacher, the best administrator ever, you can nominate them for an award. There's an administrator award. There's also the teacher award. That's the Golden Pen Award. And if you need help with nominating someone that's in your building, please reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you. Next summer, hey, tell your friends. there's going to be another workshop, and hopefully it's in person. So if you had fun, make sure you tell everyone on your staff that this is what made you a better journalist. This is what helped you going into your school year. And please stay in touch with us. We're on Instagram, Twitter, we're on Facebook. You can send us an email. You guys have got GroupMe set up. You've got our Google Classroom. If you need anything throughout the school year, I know that all of us, we're always around. I know Pam for certain was, in her GroupMe with her yearbook students during, how do we get photos? How do we get this? She was always sending ideas all last year. Jeremy, anything else that you can think of that for great things to come for our student journalists?
Well, I just want to thank everybody for being a part of this week. And of course, we're kicking off the centennial celebration of MIPA. So be a part of that in some way over the next year. So get involved with our programs during the year, enter your great work into our contest, and find other ways to get involved with us through the school year. We're looking forward to connecting with you outside of this week as we hopefully get you all back safely into your schools and into your media programs as well.
All right, everybody. Thank you for making it a better press for a better world.
Thank you, Sarah Beth, everybody, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Enjoy your summer.